Good morning. In this video we are going to discuss the topic conjugate beam method. So we have already discussed the methods of Macaulay's method and double integration method. Now we are going to discuss what is conjugate beam method. This conjugate beam method is also used to determine the slope and deflection of a determinate beams. The only difference is here also we can use the number of loads. First we are going to discuss what is meant by conjugate beam. The conjugate beam is nothing but it is an imaginary beam but whose length is equal to the original length of the beam, and the loading value of this conjugate beam is equal to the M by E values of the original beam. Once we know the original beam's length and what is the load acting on the structure, we have to easily find out what is the bending moment of that particular beam. After knowing the value of bending moment, when we are using the relation M by EA, actual bending moment divided by the flexural rigidity, we can get the loading value of the conjugate beam. For this corresponding load value, we have to find the values of shear force and bending moment diagrams. By using these shear force and bending moment values, we can easily relate the slope and deflection value of the original beam structure. First condition, the slope at any section of the beam which is equal to the shear force of the corresponding conjugate beam. If we are going to find out the shear force of a conjugate beam, then the value of shear force is equal to the slope of the original beam structure. Similarly, the second condition, when we are calculating the bending moment value of the conjugate beam, it will be equal to the deflection value of the original beam structure. So in conjugate beam method we are using two conditions. First condition, the value of shear force in the conjugate beam which is equal to the slope value of the original beam structure. When we are finding out the value of shear force, that time we can easily calculate the value of slope. Similarly, for calculating the value of bending moment, we can calculate the value of deflection of the original beam. These are the two conditions we are using in conjugate beam method. First one, derivation of a simply supported beam which has a point load at its center position. That time we are already discussed when the simply supported beam having point load on its center, what is the value of deflection and slope. By the previous methods we have already discussed. So that we have discussed by Macaulay's method and also double integration method. Now we are going to discuss the same topic which is simply supported beam when it is subjected to the point load at the center. So what is the slope and deflection value? So this method also we will get the same value what we are got in the previous methods. So first one, here you can see the picture. The total length of the beam is L and the value of point load is W. This load is acting exactly center of this simply supported beam. That time we know what is the maximum value of bending moment in the previous problems. So it is WL by 4. The figure shows a simply supported beam AB of length L carrying a point load of W at the center. Center it is marked by C. The bending moment at A and B is 0. We know that always the bending moment of simply supported beams at its support is 0 only. So no need to find the values of bending moment in A and B. Moment at A and moment at B, both are 0. And the value of maximum bending moment will be occurred in the center position and whose value is equal to WL by 4. The bending moment varies according to the straight line law. We know that when the beam subjected to a point load means definitely the bending moment follows the straight line law. So it is discussed in the below diagram. The load on the conjugate beam will be equal to dividing the bending moment at that point by the flexural rigidity EI. So we know the value of bending moment WL by 4. Dividing this WL by 4 by EI, we can get the value of load on the conjugate beam. So M by EI is the original bending moment value of this beam. By dividing this value by EI, we can get the value of loading in the conjugate beam. So M by EI, which is equal to M value is WL by 4 divided by EI. Finally we get WL divided by 4 EI. So WL by 4 EI is the loading value for our conjugate beam. So here I representing the load value of conjugate beam. At the mid portion, its value is WL divided by 4 EI. By calculating the support reaction, we know that it is a simply supported beam and it carries a central point load. So half of the load is transferred to one support and remaining half of the support load is transferred to the another support. By this concept, we can directly write reaction at A star. The beam's original reaction is given by the letter RA and the conjugate beam's reaction is given by the letter RA star. Just we are differentiating the values. For that we have to use for original beam it is RA and for conjugate beam its value is RA star. So total load value is WL divided by 4 EI. Half of the value of this is equal to RA star is equal to WL square divided by 16 EI. Similarly, RB star, which is equal to WL square divided by 16 EI. We can get this value by taking moment at any one of the support, either taking moment at A or taking moment at B. We can calculate the RA dash and RB star values, where RA star is the reaction of support A in conjugate beam, and similarly RB star is the reaction of support at B in conjugate beam. So here we have to calculate the load on the conjugate beam. The load on the conjugate beam, which is equal to the area of the bending moment diagram. Already we have the bending moment diagram whose area is equal to the load diagram. So area of the load diagram, which is equal to half into breadth into height. Here half into total breadth is AB and height is C star D star. Half into total length L into C star D star. We know the loading value WL divided by 4 EI. By multiplying this term, we can get the total load on the conjugate beam, and which is equal to WL square divided by 8 EI. Reaction at each support for the conjugate beam will be half of the total load. So total load we have calculated as WL square divided by 8 EI. Half of this value will be transferred to both RA and RB. So RA star, which is equal to, therefore the values of reaction at A and B is equal to half of the values of the load. So here the load value is found out by WL square divided by 8 EI. Therefore RE star is equal to RB star, which is equal to WL square divided by 16 EI. In order to find the value of the slope and the deflection of the original beam, we have to calculate the shear force and bending moment value of this particular conjugate beam. So first step, theta A, which is slope at A, is equal to the shear force at the point A. Find out the value of shear force, which is equal to reaction at A. So RA star we have already found, which is equal to WL square divided by 16 EI. Therefore slope of the conjugate beam, which is equal to WL square divided by 16 EI. And similarly, for calculating the deflection value of the original beam, we have to calculate the bending moment of this particular conjugate beam. So taking moment at any point, either support A or support B, then we have to calculate the bending moment of this particular conjugate beam. Here I am taking moment at B, therefore the equation will become RA star into total distance L by 2. RA star into L by 2 minus load corresponding to the area A C star D star into distance of that particular particular distance A, C star, D star. So substitute all these values. RA value is WL square divided by 16 EI into L by 2, distance L by 2, minus load corresponding to A, C star, D star, which is equal to half into breadth into height. So here I am substituting the values of half into breadth L by 2 into height WL divided by EI into the center of gravity, distance of center of gravity from the A, C star, D star, which is equal to 1/3 of the total distance. So here the total distance is L by 2. Multiplying it by 1/3 distance, we can get the value of deflection as 2WL cube divided by 96 EI. By simplifying, we can get the value of deflection as WL cube divided by 48 EI. In the previous methods, like double integration method and Macaulay's method, also we are getting the same values of deflection value as WL cube divided by 48 EI only, and the value of slope at A and B. In both of the supports, the deflection value will be equal to WL square divided by 16 EI only. Here also we are getting the same value. For this, by using these same steps, we can also find the value of slope and deflection of a simply supported beam when it is subjected to an unequal distance load. For example, when it is subjected to a meter distance from the end A, that time also we can calculate the value of shear force and bending moment diagram, which will be the same value of what we get in the previous problem only.